Hello there. Today's video has every possibility of getting me in quite a pickle. I've been thinking about stuff that I've had in my stash for a long time and not used. The videos about embossing powder that I did recently made me think, I've got all this stuff, I need to kind of use it. And I was racking my brains to think of techniques that I haven't done for some little time. And I remembered something I used to do with the kids when I was teaching, to be honest, is getting bubble prints. Not prints from bubble wrap, but actual bubbles. So in my possession, I have got heaps of refills for distress inks. I've got refills, re-inkers for other things as well, but I don't know, I must have had a fetish for distress inks, and I bought every colour I could. I bought every re-inker I could find, and a lot of them have still got the cellophane sealing them, and it's just a waste of money. So I thought, this is a way I can use up some of my unused stuff. This is a card I made this morning using this blowing bubbles technique, and it's the simplest thing to do. When I was with the kids, I didn't use inks, I used food colouring, but I just want to use up what I've got. So I'll briefly show you, or lengthily show you, whichever it happens to be, and see how we get on. I've used a little of the bubbles there for the background. Don't like to hold it too close to the camera because it seems to go all flickery, and some for the butterfly itself. So I'll just show you what I did. To start off with, you need a container of some description. You can see those three little. I happen to have these, and I got in the biggest mess because when you blow bubbles with that, it kind of goes like a witch's cauldron. It goes all over the top everywhere. So I've now got a larger container to show you what I do. In this container, I have got water, and to the water I'm going to add some washing up liquid, which is what I believe you call dishwasher liquid. Is it in the States? You call it dishwasher liquid. Okay, I don't know if there's a set amount you're supposed to do. You just need enough so that you get some bubbles. And into that, I'm going to add some of this distress ink. Ooh. See, I don't even know if I've ever opened this one before. Let's put a bunch of this in. This one is called Broken China. Be quite nice to use some of this. I've put a reasonable amount in. I don't know how much you need. It's kind of suck it and see, really. And I have got this is called a slider straw. I don't know where I picked it up from. It's either somewhere like Poundland or Flying Tiger or something like that. And the joy is they come apart like this, and you can put them in the dishwasher and they get thoroughly cleaned inside, which is great, which is just as well as I'm going to be using some ink in them. Okay, let's get them back together. Now, first thing I'm going to do is just to stir this lot up. Get the soap or the detergent, whatever it is, mixed in with the water, so we're likely to get some bubbles. Okay, I think that's done. I got plenty of paper towels at the ready. I was nearly going to wear white shorts this morning. I thought, no, bad idea, black trousers. So that's what we're doing. Right, a bit of paper towel handy just in case. There's a piece of card ready for my first print, and I'm going to start blowing. Let's hope it works out all right. Right, all over the top. And the reason I've done that is because if you go with your card, paper, whatever you happen to use, right down to the container, the edge of the container will leave a line on your pattern. And if you want an all over pattern, taking lots of prints, then that's not working much. Let me do it, give it another. This is hardly showing up at all. I'm quite surprised. Perhaps the colour's too pale to start with. Oh, it's quite pretty, all the same. I'll keep going. It's very delicate, I tell myself. Oh, it is quite nice, actually. It's very, very subtle. Lovely, actually. Yes, don't be disappointed like I was just then, because... Oh, it is pretty. Not quite sure what the technique is to get different sized bubbles, but look at that. Isn't that lovely? Whoa, I like that. You can carry on blowing forevermore, I think, really. Get some of these smaller ones. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, can you see that? That is so pretty. Now, I really need to leave that to dry a little bit. Ooh, nearly had that bit of an accident there. Let me just move this to one side. What you can do, you can use it for a background, you can use it to die cut from, you can do it with different colours, one over the other, whatever you like. I mean, this is just so, it is so, can you see, it's so pretty. So what I chose to do with my card this morning was to die cut a butterfly, and the butterfly I used with this, one of my favourites, it's a Dreamy Butterfly from Memory Box. And the reason I chose this is that it's got the interest of these cut lines in the wings, but you can still see that is all of the design on those wings from your bubbles. So, you know, if you chose a filigree one, a lot of those bubbles would be missing. If you chose a flat one, it wouldn't be quite so interesting. So this one, I think, is super for that. One thing I do often, and I can't find, where has it gone now? Oh, I always do this. I have cut out somewhere, oh, here it is. I cut out the outline of one of these dies so that I can put it over my background, whatever I've got, to see where I like the look of. You can just do this, pop it on the top, but you know, you can't absolutely be sure what it looks like. But if you do this, sometimes it's nice to get a bit of contrast of a bit of dark and a bit of light, and then you can pop this into the space before you die cut, and you know that you're getting the bit that you want. Okay, the other thing I thought it might be a good idea is to try and, while that's drying, use your butterfly that you've cut out. This is the one that I cut out from there, and just hold it over the bubbles and see what you get with that. This is going to be a bit more hit and miss, but we'll just have a go and see what happens. Give it another stir up. Make sure all the ink is mixed. But that is so delicate, it's lovely. Just do it twice so that the bit where I was holding it has the chance of getting a bit of... There we go. That's pretty too. So several ways of doing it. You can do it either. So what I'd just like to carry on and do quickly is just to show you what I did to slightly enhance the look of this butterfly. So I will cut one now from here. Let's just see where I fancy. So as I say, it's sometimes nice to get a contrast with the two sides of the wings of the butterfly's wings. Oh, I mess about for ages doing this. It's ridiculous. I quite like that. Where's my die? Here it is. Oh, it's upside down actually, but I think it's symmetrical, so it shouldn't make a difference really. Now, if you don't think that your die cutting machine will cut through the card with this one in between, you can always make a hinge. Oh, story of my life. Why suggest something, Christine, when you can't find what you're talking about? I'm looking for my low-tech tape. But I don't know that. I've got 2 rolls somewhere. Oh, it's hiding. It is hiding. Here we go. What you can do is make a hinge for it. So you can put that onto there. Put it behind. And then take out this. Oh, what a mess. Christine, that was dreadful. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Where was I? Somewhere there. This is hanging over the side. What the easiest thing to do would be for me to cut this bit off. Oh dear. Trying to show you what to do, getting in a pickle myself. Right, we'll put this in. That's the bit I want there. I'm cutting that off because it won't fit through my die cutting machine. Now, do it this way. Now I've got a hinge. Now I can take this away. I didn't need to take it away then, but I didn't need it to take it away for getting the hinge on, didn't I? Oh dear, don't get old. Don't get old, whatever you do. Right, here we go. You're probably laughing your socks off now. Goodness me. Oops. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Oh my word. Do you know, this die is always cut out beautifully. And I thought that it was because my plates on my die cutting machine needed replacing, that it was leaving this bit at the bottom, you know, between the wings, but it just hasn't done it again. So I've changed my plates and it's still not cutting right through. So I will put on a shim. Shouldn't need to do this really. As I said before, this has been a really good die. Right, that has done it. Okay. Oh dear. Now you've got slightly darker on one side and the paler one on the other side. So what I'm going to do is just emphasise the edges just a little. So with a brush, a blending brush, and some broken china distress ink, I'm just going to emphasise the edges just a little bit. Just adds that bit of interest. To it. Okay. So what I did with the pink one again, I was thinking, well, that's nice. I think I'll do just a little bit of something else. So what I did next was to get some Versamark and just gently, this is my dirty Versamark, not the one I'd use for careful stamping, just put a little Versamark around the edge as well. There we go. Quite random, quite rough and ready. And then just what shall we put around the edge? Let's put a little bit of this. Enchanted Gold, this is. It's an old one. I don't suppose they make it anymore. Let's just have a little look at this. I think that'll do. Get this back in the pot. And we'll heat this up. There we are. Now the butterfly still looks a little uninteresting because it's got, this one doesn't come with it doesn't come with a body, it doesn't come with body, head and feelers and all that kind of stuff. So what I have done with lots of things like this is to grab a die that's got lots and lots and lots of little holes in it. And I can't see that now either. What on earth do I do with these things? Good grief. Oh, here it is, right in front of my nose. Right in front of my nose. What I did was to cut out some of these little holes on some gold with some double-sided sticky tape on the back. And I can just take off the backing and then stick on. It's like a little gold button. Take off the backing and stick, oops, stuck it on top. There we go. And one more. Take off the backing and stick on. So there. You haven't actually done a lot, but there's quite a bit of interest in the butterfly. What you could do is to use a little more of this from somewhere or other as a background and pop your butterfly on top, as I did with this one. This one, there was only a little bit of the bubbles, so the butterfly, and my die here was that particular size. It didn't alter the size of the cut. So I just popped that over the bit that didn't have any colour on it. So quite simple. Everything kept clean and simple. But a little bit of fun along the way. I just think that's really subtle. So another thing for you to think about, try and use up bits and pieces that you have around in your stash. And as ever, thanks so much for watching.